Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Juice, man.
Oh, that was ridiculous. That 30 seconds. There was like 2 seconds where
Yeah,
we
well, we
were
were
on
there.
first. Yeah. We were there and then I hit the little 30-second button.
That's it, man.
I mean, it
So,
seems to be working. So,
yeah, man. This is our first live, so it's just gonna be me and Shane probably on this one. We might have somebody on. We don't know yet. This is the first time we're going live, so we're
yeah.
just trying this thing out. I hope everybody can see and
What is
hear us
that?
loud and clear out there in the YouTube world.
Yep. No, it's a learning process for sure. We just this is our first time using StreamYard is what we found.
Yeah.
It's what everybody said. It's what Pangrack and Castledine everybody uses. So
That's it, man.
yeah, this one's mostly going to be us crying about how we sucked.
Yeah, man, it's still a sore subject, man. The Brandon Belt Fishing Tournament wrapped up this past weekend. Congrats to Derek Money and Jason Bonds, some of our buddies who ended up having a big bag on the final day and coming back and winning that thing. I think they jumped up from ninth after day one, so they had a total of 47 pounds, and we were in fifth after day one. We had 23-30 something. We had a pretty decent bag, honestly. We didn't really know what to expect going into day one, and day two we absolutely just dropped the ball. Really, there's really no other way. It's probably the worst day, or it is the worst day that me and Shane have had on the water together as a team. We didn't even weigh in double digits, so we didn't even weigh in 10 pounds. It was very frustrating. And we did not make adjustments, and that's all there is to it. You know, when you try to force something in fishing, as a lot of you guys know that fish tournaments out there, bad things happen, and that's what we did. We tried to force something that just wasn't going down and didn't make adjustments quickly enough, and that's really all there is to it. You know.
Yeah, it was first of all, I see some comments coming in already, man. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I can't see them.
What's up? You don't see the comments?
No, I can't.
No.
You're good to put them up there.
Let me throw a couple up. Boom.
What's
Wild
up,
Oats.
man? What's up, man?
That's CJ Oates. I think that's who that is. Not sure. Anyway, no, man, that did not. We were stubborn. I don't think I've ever been that stubborn in a tournament. I mean,
Yep.
We've traveled a little bit. We've talked about what we've learned on the road, how to make adjustments on the fly, how to fish loose, and we did the exact opposite. Opposite. We were so tunnel vision on what we were doing and how we thought we were going to catch them, and obviously it doesn't make it any easier to bail on something when you catch an 8 and a 6 off of one spot. So yeah.
Well, that's very true.
In hindsight's 2020. I mean, we probably would have made the same mistake, but we did not fish the conditions at all. Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
No,
we said we're fishing offshore, living or dying by it. It didn't work. What are you doing there, bud? Oh, I lost your audio. Now I got nothing. This is probably going to be an embarrassing first live because we're already having technical issues. Can you hear me, Wyatt? Nope. Got nothing, brother. If anybody else is out here listening, get in the comment if you can hear Wyatt. There's Llama. Wyatt checked out. He's got issues. But William, I got to post this because he posts this on every episode. I'm not sure what it means. Llama, I guess. But no, Wyatt will be back in a second. But yeah, it wasn't the tournament we had hoped for. You know, we're fifth after day one, and you set yourselves up, and we kind of choked. But we'll see what happens next. We're going to Alabama. Let me throw him back on here. I see him back in.
Dude, somebody called me and it ruined it. I don't understand that. Yeah, somebody called me. I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
Where are we at here?
I was talking about us sucking still, but then I saw William here. This is our llama guy. You see that?
Dude, we've asked what that means. Please tell us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Please tell us. What is llama? We want to know.
Anyway, so no, back to the tournament. It was, the weights were ridiculous. The guys caught them so good. I mean, there was a lot of 17, 18 pound bags. But I mean, it was like almost Bass 101, right? Rising, warming water. And we're out there in the muddy middle of the lake trying to catch offshore fish that have clearly left us to go to the bank with everything else.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's hard, but we've been fishing long enough to where we should have made that adjustment. I say it's hard because you do so well on day one doing that, but we know better, and we just didn't make that adjustment. So it is what it is. We got some good points out of the deal, rolling on for the rest of the season, and that's really the end goal is to get that boat at the end of the year. So.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about Brandon Belt because we're having him on tomorrow. Did you confirm that with him, by the way?
No, I have not confirmed that with Brandon again, but he did confirm it yesterday. So hopefully he's coming on tomorrow.
He's supposed to come down and record with us, so now it's documented. It's on YouTube Live, so he has to.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about his. He's got a lot of big things coming. I mean, they had huge numbers. I don't want to get into it too much. We'll save that for that episode. But if you're not fishing Brandon Belt Fishing Show Team Series, then what are you doing?
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, here's Mr. Reynolds said Monday said they caught everything shallow.
Yeah, that's what they said on that's what he said on Tackle Talk Live, and I talked to Derek myself. Me, him, and Shane. And Bonds. We're all good buddies.
Yeah, and Jason today, he's not telling me.
Yeah. Well, Derek, at least he says they caught all 10 that they weighed in shallow, and I believe him. I mean,
no, for sure, man. The conditions fit that, and that's what we should have been doing the whole time, and we didn't. But it's over now. Yep. So on to the next one. What is next for us? We're going to Alabama, Bass Nation National Qualifier.
Yeah, so the Bass Nation National Qualifiers are really cool for me. Shane's kind of the one who told me about it. And if you guys haven't checked that out, you really need to look into it because I don't know about all you guys out there that have ever considered fishing Bass Nation, but for me, it's always just been really confusing, and I really didn't understand how it all worked. I knew you had to, be in a club and then do something with your club and then do this event to get to the national event. So now they've made it really simple. 4 national qualifiers with a $400 entry fee. I don't remember the entire schedule, but I do know they go to Champlain, and me and Shane are fishing the one on Lake Eufaula in Alabama. We leave Friday for that. So that's really cool, man. $400 entry fee with a shot to, top 20, I believe, go to the national championship. And then from there, the top 3 go to the Bassmaster Classic. So, I mean, sign me up. That's a heck of a deal.
Yeah, no, it's traditionally Bass Nation has kind of been I won't say complicated, but almost kind of a long road to get there from states to regionals, then to the national championship. You have individual nation events, you have team nation events. But it's a great way for guys that, don't have the time to travel or the resources to travel too far. And you can still go through that route through your state nation chapter, whatever they call it. But it's an inexpensive avenue to the classic and the elites and the opens. So the national championship, once you qualify for the national championship, they take three guys, the top 3 from the national championship go to the classic. Winner gets a boat and a truck. I don't know about the truck, but I know they get a boat and they get to go fish the elites the following year. And then second, third place get free entry into the opens, all 9 opens. So, and I believe the co-angler, the winner of the co-angler national championship also gets to go to the class, maybe not the classic, but the opens. But it's just a great way for grassroots guys to have a chance at going to the classic. I mean, we can't all go spend $2,000 at 9 tournaments to try to fish the opens and give yourself that opportunity. So it's kind of a grassroots way to get there. It's the last grassroots way.
I think they finally got it right. I mean, honestly, that's plain. It's simple, and that's a shot at the classic, man. I'm not gonna miss that opportunity. So.
Yep. I have a feeling we're going to the same conditions because I think all that rain, they got that over there. I've been looking at lake levels. Lake levels are high, so I'm assuming it's going to be muddy. So we're probably
going to be fun. It's going to be really fun.
It's going to be something. But, man, what's up with BPT not doing live?
I don't know, man. That's a mistake, man. I really, you've got an event. I mean, it's the Bass Pro Tour. It's your premier league. You're on Toledo Bend in the pre-spawn, so it's going to be an absolute smash fest. And then it was a smash fest. I mean, we had double digits caught We had like 3 guys catch over 80 pounds. I mean, that for the angler's sake, that really needs to be live. And the
Yeah,
fans, they voiced their opinion all over social media about it. They're upset about it. I'm assuming, I don't know this, but I'm just assuming it was is it a budgeting thing? Are they trying to cut some costs down from not
I don't
going
know.
live
Maybe somebody
every
out
day?
there knows. If you know why, if there was a press release that we missed or something, I didn't see anything, but that's unacceptable. I mean, to me, you're at the top level of the sport. They're trying to be, like you said, the Premier League. There's been a little bit of elites BPT competition. I mean, if you're trying to be the number one, how are you going to put the best in the world on one of the best fisheries in the world and not even have it on live? I mean,
No, I don't agree with. I mean,
Wheeler caught an 8-pounder in the first 8 minutes. Is that what happened?
Yeah. So I mean, it was quick. It was quick, and that would have been awesome for the fans to see. I mean, they would have been really engaged with that, and they will be once they do go live. But I look at a guy like Drew Gill, who's sitting in third right now and had an awesome day. And
Rookie, right?
He's a rookie. He just made it. And I look at him, and I'm like, he just had an amazing day, his first day ever on the BPT, and it's not live. Like, that's frustrating. I mean, I'm sure it would be. I know if I was in that position, I'd be like, hey, it's my first day on the BPT. I'm in contention in my group right now to win this thing. Like, I'd like that to be shown, for my sponsor's sake and stuff. So yeah, that's I don't understand that move.
Yeah. Maybe we should we call Floyd?
Just gonna assume he's not gonna answer the phone. So he probably doesn't know who we are.
No. Spam. No. Anyway, what else we got going on? There's a lot going on right now. It seems like everything kind of started at once. The Opens are out there. They're at Okeechobee. You had the Toyota Series last week out there. What do you think of the weights over there? You've been there.
Yeah, so really there was an event. It was an AVA, I believe, before the Toyota on Okeechobee, and that was kind of like to me like the first weights that I got to see over there, and they smashed them pretty good, And the Toyota guys did pretty well. I mean, they caught them pretty dang good as well. I mean, there were several mid to upper 20-pound bags caught. I do know that just talking with a few guys that we know fishing the opens, they've got some different conditions over there now. So they've had a little cold front roll in. I mean, it wouldn't be the Bassmaster Opens if they didn't have something like that, a cold front in Florida, right? So I saw Dakota and talked to Blake. I saw them guys fully rigged out in jackets and bibs and stuff, and so I know it's cold over there, and so it may be a little different for the Open. I'm not sure. Those fish have seen a lot of pressure here recently. It could be a lot tougher on the Open guys, especially with that size field. You're just going to have to get over fishing around other guys. I can tell you that right now. But those fish over there, man, they just handle the pressure so well. I just don't know with the cold front and the pressure if it's going to just be lights out like it was, for the previous events there.
Yeah, no, the weather. I know Florida, they definitely don't like that. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, the first Opens, EQ number 1. You can't win AOY in the first one, but you can lose it in the Open. And that's such a tough one to start on. I'm actually I wish I was there. Don't get me wrong, but that was on the schedule. Because you hear these horror stories of guys going to Okeechobee. It's got giant bags, whatever. But you hear these horror stories of like absolute hammers that can catch them anywhere else in the country. But some reason Florida's got their number. And Okeechobee is one of those lakes where you go out there and you might catch 8 pounds a day and finish 120th. And good luck qualifying for the elites with that finish to start the season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Okeechobee with their length limit, you can literally weigh in 5 fish for like 6
it's
pounds.
12 inch.
I mean, yeah. So, like, I mean, you can weigh. I mean, it does have giants, but, like, that's the thing about it. Like, you got to have one of them. Like,
yeah.
And if you want to get over 20, you kind of need 2 of them. Like, it's crazy, But it's such a great fishery at the end of the day. You know, I know that place goes through a lot of changes all the time. It's consistently changing. They've got storms and all kinds of crazy stuff that happens down there in South Florida, but it will produce a big bag or two. You know, and I think the
Oh
guy
yeah.
that wins it will probably have one of those. You know, he'll probably have one and scratch and claw to survive the rest of the event, or maybe the first 2 days, and then he wins it on the final day, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet Ish is licking his chops. Hasn't he won on Okeechobee like
Mm-hmm.
several times?
I don't know about several. I know he has before, I believe, like 2012.
Did he win an elite or was it a tour?
I really don't remember.
It was a big one. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I remember he's won out there. So I'm sure he's like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some really good guys that are fishing the opens this year. You know, really experienced guys. We've talked about it a little bit on a couple of shows, but man, you got like Dakota and Cody Meyer, and you know, like Ish Monroe, and several that names that I'm missing. That
Randall Tharp is one of them.
Oh yeah,
there's a bunch, man.
And those are the guys that, when situations happen like this, like a cold front in Florida right before the event, those are the guys I expect to see get a jump on the field early in the points race. Like, it's going to be hard for some of these guys that are already, you know, getting a little pressure from it being, you know, maybe their first season on the opens, or not really ever dealt with Florida conditions like that. Like, I can see some of the guys with experience getting the jump here quick. Maybe even a jump they need before it turns to a live scope, you know, schedule. And who knows? We'll see. But that's just my opinion. You could see some guys, you know, with experience jump out the gates.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be exciting the season to follow. And that's whoa, did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that, man?
You hear that?
Is that our soundboard?
That's the soundboard. I didn't know it would come through. I accidentally hit the button. It's the fairy sound.
Can you see how many people we got on here or comments? Because I can't see any of it.
Yeah, I've been posting some of the comments. I don't know if you've seen. I've been throwing them up there.
Yeah, I got you.
Matter of fact, somebody said Mr. Greg here. Sorry, I couldn't read your last name. Yo Wyatt. Need another trip, he said.
Let me see.
Remember that gentleman?
Yes, I do. We can go whenever.
But yeah,
the show is the best thing, and that's Mr. Walt Bastronauts. The show is the best thing in tournament bass fishing right now. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is. There's Mr. Clayton Godfrey, the new MC of Brandon Belt Fishing.
So you see the comments now?
I'm looking at them now.
Oh, I got you. Well, so here we go. We got a question here. We were hoping to get some questions from you guys because this is totally unscripted. We're just making sure live works, honestly. But do you think scope will be a factor at all on the Big O? I'll start. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say that after seeing how it was won on the Elite Series, if it was won, you can't really say no. I mean, it's possible, you know?
Yeah. Yes, I think it will definitely play a factor, and I think you're going to see perspective mode be used heavily in this one. I think that's a. I mean, obviously, everybody's talking about forward-facing sonar, but and last year Revette won it, you know, scoping, you know, facing forward with the jerk bait and whatnot. But I think some guys are going to catch them using perspective mode, roaming around grass flats, whether there's some on beds, whatever. I think that's a tool that is getting used. It doesn't get talked about as much as forward, you know, the traditional way of using forward-facing sonar. That perspective is pretty nasty. It's pretty crazy what you can see with that. So I look for some guys to use that. I think that'll play well there. So I don't think you'll see a bass tournament anymore that won't have some sort of impact from forward-facing sonar.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I still think the majority of the top, probably the guys fishing the final day, are going to be doing your Florida stuff. And honestly, if this cold front, I don't know. I haven't looked at the weather over there. I don't know if that warm weather is going to move in quick or if that cold front is going to stick around for the event. But I'm just going to go ahead and take a guess that if it does, and then those fish are still affected by that cold front at that time of the event, you're going to see stuff like a drop shot, a weightless Cinco. Like those are going to play. Like, you know, little Texas rigs and stuff like that. You're going to see that stuff play. A speed worm, of course.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, but a drop shot, dude. There's been events one out there on that dang thing. Like when we were there for the Invitational, B-Lat was like catching like mid-20s the first 2 days on a drop shot. Like, yeah. I mean, they get finicky, and it's already around the spawn. They're spawning, so they're already finicky.
Yeah. And they've got some pressure from Toyota and whatnot, and then
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so it seems like everything's kind of starting at once. You got BPT going on, you got the Open coming, and then when is the Elites is in 2 weeks, correct? On Toledo?
Man, I guess so, because they're right after the BPT.
Let me look it up.
Somebody will tell us. Somebody tell us when the Elite starts.
We're not media people at all. We just have camera and microphones. Hold on. We got a question here. Let's jump back to this one. This is going to be February 22nd. Thank you. Thank you, Nathaniel. February 22nd. So that's those guys are going to absolutely smash them. But before we get
they're going to freaking smash them.
Hold on. Let's jump to this question. I think this is a good one.
Right.
You stated the fish moved to the bank on day 2 of the belt. What is the largest variance you guys have seen the fish move? Have you seen fish move from 15 feet to less than 24 hours? Really, I don't think it was necessarily even day 2 that they moved. I think they moved all week. They were pushing. So we got a tremendous amount of rain. Those of you that aren't from the Rayburn area or East Texas in general, we got a ton of rain. We haven't had a lot of rain in the last year, and it rained for 3 days straight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. North of here, so we have the Angelina River flows into Rayburn. It was way out of its banks. Takes time for it to get drawn down. The Corps has been holding the lake at about 7.5 foot low because they're doing some repairs on the dam, but they can't release the fresh water intake if the river systems down below the lake, the Natchez and Angelina, are full, and they were. So they had to hold, and the lake came up, what was it, like 2.5 feet in 2 days? Basically during practice.
Well, I don't know if it came up 2.5 feet in 2 days, but from Bass Champs the week prior to the event, yeah, I mean, it came up pretty fast. I mean, yeah, man, no, not necessarily. Like, they didn't really move necessarily on day 2, like Shane stated. Here's the deal: for us, we had so much going on offshore before that lake came up.
Give away?
I'm not going to give away everything. I'm just saying we had so much going on offshore before that lake came up, and we really thought the only way that we could win was offshore. And really what happened is not only did a majority of our stuff blow out from the muddy water that came in, but they weren't there on the stuff that even stayed clean. Basically, that 23-pound bag that we caught on day 1 came from literally just a few spots that we had left. So we went from having a bunch to a very little bit, and we had to pick them apart. We had to pick it apart to catch 23 pounds, and that's why we were even more frustrated, because we should have knew better on day 2 that we already picked it all apart. I mean, it was just absolute, like, rookie mistake. Like, I can't even believe it. That's why I'm so dumbfounded about it. But as far as, like, seeing fish move, yeah, Sam Rayburn fish, I'm going to tell you something. When they get fresh water, especially warm water, if it was to get over the grass, or if it, like, so we've had such low water that the grass lines have been matted. So if now this water is getting up over that grass and it's warmer,
you put the water over the top of it.
That's why you saw the consistency of the good weights down the board. When you see that on Sam Rayburn, when you see several 15 to 18 to 20-pound bags being weighed in, the grass spot's going on, especially in the pre-spawn. But it's the same way in the bushes. If there hasn't been water in the bushes in a while, when that freaking water comes up and they get in bushes, they will go to it. It happened to me this May in the Toyota. I had fish everywhere offshore. The lake came up, got in the bushes, they were gone. So I had to go flip bushes. I made the top 25 cut, but I had to go flip bushes. So, yeah, man, it's just in these fish's DNA. It's in their blood. Like, they love it. They can't stand it. And
yeah, not only the – go ahead.
That's why the event was won shallow.
Yeah, majority of the top bags, I'd almost say all of them. I mean, and I'm not, this isn't from talking to people, them telling us. It's just, You also know the names of guys that catch them shallow traditionally. I mean, certain guys are just. I mean, Darren Taylor, for example, they got second. That guy is known. I mean, we know him pretty well. He's a traditional shallow guy. So, but yeah, they can move really, really fast. The other thing, not only the rising water and it being stained, but it was the shallow water was like 5 degrees warmer than the main lake, 5 to 7 degrees warmer. There was where we were fishing, it was still 50 to 52 degrees way out there in the main lake. And like even when we would put our boat in, in a pocket, we would notice it was 56, 57 degrees. And later in the day, especially, with that sun getting up there, it was rising, warming water. Go to the bank. Go to the bank. Matter of fact, I saw in one of the comments, this one right here. I didn't know that. He caught an 11-1 on a square bill. So if that doesn't tell you, go to the bank. Toledo experienced the same thing, right? Rising water, rising warming water. Crochet, shallow hammer catches an 11-1. I'm assuming that was big bass for the day on a square bill. I mean, so yeah, rising warming water, go to the bank.
Yeah, I think Toledo's people try to compare Sam Rayburn and Toledo, and they're
their own animal for sure.
They're two different animals. So, because I can almost guarantee you that Jacob Wheeler and I don't remember who's in second, but Drew Gill, I don't think they're fishing the bank. So
no, they probably. Well, we don't know because it wasn't on live.
Well, we don't know, but I fished against Drew Gill in the Invitationals. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you he's pretty dang good with scope. So I'm just going to assume that I did see a picture of him on MLF with a spinning rod in his hand out there in the deep blue.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's still. I mean, there's first of all, the population of fish on Toledo is far better than Rayburn, in my opinion. Especially quality fish. So yeah, I mean, Toledo is actually a better offshore lake than Rayburn.
Oh no, it's a better lake. Toledo's a better lake. It's not even close.
Yeah,
Toledo's about to sweep Rayburn under the rug, dude.
Oh,
by the time the BPT gets done, the elites, it's fixing to get exposed in a bad way. It's way better than Rayburn.
All right, what do you think here? So when they do, Bassmaster does that ranking like 100 top lakes. Do you think Toledo will be in the top 5?
Yep, Toledo's coming back to the top 5.
Yeah, I bet it's in the top 3. I bet it's 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, I could see that happening. Toledo is about to drop some mega weight, unless there's just some terrible weather, northern's blowing in, messing the elite guys up. That is going to be some mega weight. Matter of fact, I think we've mentioned this in previous episodes. So they go to Toledo first, and then they go to Fork. And this is good. This is a bold statement. If you think about this, I think the winning weight on Toledo will be higher than the winning weight on Fork.
Whew.
What do you think?
I don't know. It's a hard talk. I mean, it's a hard one.
They're both century belts, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
they're both going to take over 100 to win, don't you think? February on Toledo.
Yeah, probably, man.
I mean,
they're probably going to crash.
Conditions. Let's say as long as there's no crazy northwest wind that just messes them up, which happens a lot this time of year. But I could see so many 10s getting caught.
Dude, there was quite a few 10s caught this weekend at Sam Rayburn. I was actually
4
shocked.
or 3.
I don't know, like 4 or something like that. It was more than it should have been. Did Shane leave us, guys? Let's see.
Hello.
You're back. Our buddy Nathaniel here said Jacob was 15 plus foot scoping. So
okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Ryan Pinkston said it's about to get stupid, and if anybody knows about that lake, it's him. So
hold on, man. I want to address Ryan for a minute. I talked to Brett, and he said that y'all had the worst practice you've ever had on Rayburn, and you weren't going to catch nothing. And you guys beat us like stepchildren.
Yeah, but you didn't hear that from him,
That's true.
You gotta talk to Mr. Ryan. It doesn't matter because
y'all caught him. You there?
Yeah. I was just reading this comment.
You can't read and talk at the same time.
Well, no, I got to click chat to read the comments. So.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, they kicked our butt as they typically do. So.
Yeah, but no, Toledo's going to show out, man. It's got, again, weather permitting, it's just got some big ones. I would not be surprised to see a teener caught. I bet you the big bass from Toledo is bigger than the big bass from Fork.
Chris Turner made a good point. He said he thinks there's more places on Toledo Bend to fish alone and more fish. That is true. Fork is small.
Yeah,
but it is. You know, it's. I think the elites
it's
are
a
only
slot lake,
boats.
so it's got a ton of 5 and 6 and 7 pounders. That's why the weights on Fork are so good.
Yeah.
Especially if they let them release them, which I'm sure they're going to. And they're not going to have an elite event with slot, so they'll have marshals weighing them, I'm sure, releasing. But yeah, so it's like everything kind of started here January, February. All the big tournaments are going. It's that time of year again.
Yep, it's wide open. It's wide open from first weekend of January on. It's wide open.
Yeah. So another topic we were talking about is all the crazy rigs we're seeing this year. So, the hot topic earlier this year was forward-facing sonar. Are they going to ban? Are they not? They're going to put restrictions on number of transducers, 1, 2, 3, 5, how many inches of screen, and they just said nope, free for all. And so we've seen, and I'm sure you guys have seen it too on social media, these guys putting together some insane rigs. Anything from 5 up to 5 forward-facing sonar transducers. Guys are putting them on their transom, not only underneath facing forward. Like I've heard some guys are putting who was it? Was it Welcher? There was somebody that was recently on a podcast and they said they put the big one, the long range forward facing one, the one that's made for saltwater, on their transom facing forward, or maybe it was on their trolling motor as well. But then there's guys that got 2 on each side of the transom, one facing this way, one facing that way. They're using it as like side scan. I don't know how I could process that much information. My brain doesn't function that well.
No, yeah, for me, I'm not going to be running a rig quite like that probably ever, mainly because I couldn't afford it. But secondly, because I just don't think it's necessary, not the way that I like to fish anyway. So I will say one thing that I would really like to have that's new is the new crappie brake. So if you start seeing something that looks like a trolling motor on power poles or mounted to the bracket or mounted to the power poles themselves, those are started in crappie fishing. We talked about it on the episode with Matt Pangrack. They hosted BTL. If you haven't, Milliken's got a video out of his new rig where he's using them. If you want to go check that out, but yeah, man, like that's legit. Like I can go with the wind now and scope, and if I see one, I can hit a button and like drop my poles, hit a button, and they start reversing, and now I'm stopped in the wind.
Yeah,
like
racing downwind.
That's different, dude. Like that's legit.
How much do those things cost?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they cost.
It does, because we're not cashing checks. We got some day money, but we need to cash some bigger checks than that.
Yeah, we call that our pity check, our day money check.
Yeah.
Just let you guys know, we were half a pound from getting the highest placing Bass Cat finisher money as well, and that was an additional $2,000. So,
yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you can't even catch 10 pounds. I mean, that was ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, no, those brake things, those things are awesome. Matter of fact, today I was out there and I was fishing a little bit, and I, came up on one a little too fast, and had to kind of backwash it, and then it's hard to kind of get spun around. That thing would be so useful, but yeah, I'm gonna need to pick up a sponsor before I can get some of those put on my rig.
Yeah. Ryan asked if we're fishing all the belts in the team trails. Man, we're gonna fish all the belts, for sure. Because they're doing they're getting for you those guys that don't know, I'm sure Ryan already knows, but the highest placing finisher in Team of the Year that runs a Bass Cat, a 2021 or newer, or there's another rule, you can go read it. If you run a cat and you're the highest placing finisher and running a Bass Cat boat, you win a brand new premium rig at the end of the year. So you don't even have to win Angler of the Year. You just have to be the highest placing finisher overall points with a basket. So,
Yeah, that's
we're
crazy.
in on that. We're in on that. Bro.
We'll dive more into that on tomorrow's episode with Belt, which I don't know. We could do it live. We'll see. But anyway, we're definitely fishing all those. The belt payout is just too ridiculous not to fish it. The AOI payout, the regular season payout. I mean, that's the hottest team trail in the country. I don't care what anybody says. I know it's high entry fee and not everybody wants to spend that to fish a tournament, and that's fine. But for us diehard tournament guys, there's nothing better out there. But we'll fish all that when we'll jackpot some triple T's. I'm gonna circle back to this question.
Yeah, I'm about to say I saw that.
Yeah. The answer is yes, because there's a gentleman by the name of Ben Milliken that will be in that tournament.
Yeah,
who may or may not have won event on Toledo Bend using some big baits. I'm not like a big bait specialist by any means. It's not something that I would traditionally pick up this time of year. We did have a big line through tied on. I have gotten some bites on it recently, but it's not my go-to. Now, that man, on the other hand, is a savage with them. And yes, they eat them over there.
Hey, could we see the 6 Cents line through and the Bass Mafia line through go head to head here? A little Chris Zaldain did Milliken action.
Oh,
because we got a little something going on there. So can we see a little bait action here?
Let's just call them out right now. Neither one of them will probably watch this, but we want y'all to do that. That's what we want to see on Bass Live. We want to see a head-to-head matchup on the 2 line through swimmers.
Man, I know who I'd bet on.
Yeah, the dude's nasty with the big bait. I'm sorry,
dude,
dude is ridiculous. The dude is ridiculous.
Yeah.
No. Speaking of that, so you got a pick for the Toledo Elite?
Toledo Bend Elite Series winner.
It's hard to pick. There's so many talented guys. Anybody could have find the right stuff.
I could tell you, you better watch out for Ben, dude. I really think he's got a shot, man. To be honest with you, who I really would like to see do well, and do it the way he loves to do it. I would love to watch it. I'd love to see Keith Combs.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
I would love to see Keith Combs crank up about 110 pounds of largemouth. I would really like to see that.
Yeah. No, it's that dude's nasty with the crankbait, and they eat a crankbait out there. I could see that going down.
Yeah.
I could see that going down for sure. Well, we got some other questions here. Conroe belt. Well, let me tell you something about Conroe. Freaks of nature in it.
Yes.
It's a washing machine because it's bulkhead lake. There's docks and bulkheads everywhere. The waves just do crazy things. It's small, but it's got them. It's got absolute giants. It's going to take the Rayburn weights were great. They were great. They're good weights. It'll take over 50 to win Conroe. So you need 25 plus average. It'll probably take 20 pounds a day to get a check.
Cohen, is your profile picture the fish you caught with me on Rayburn? I just wanted to know. But yeah, Conroe for sure is fixing to be. They're finna blast them. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you right now. When I look at the belt schedule, Conroe and Cedar Creek stick out to me as the biggest question marks.
He's nervous. I'm not nervous about Conroe.
I am nervous about Conroe, and I'll tell you why. Because there's a 16-inch length limit, which means that if you do catch 5 of those, you're probably going to have somewhere around 13 plus pounds. But catching 5 on Conroe is not the easiest thing to do, especially catching 10 of them, because you need 10 of them for a 2-day event. But I'll tell you why I'm a little nervous about it, because it can get out of your hands really fast. If you don't have 18 plus day one, you are fixing to be behind, because there is tournaments on Conroe where 20 pounds does not get paid at that time of the year. They're fixing to thrash them, and that's why it scares me. Do I love it? Absolutely. I mean, I love those events. I want to be a part of the Smash Fest, but just being realistic, you can get behind in a hurry. I hope that doesn't happen to us, but Conroe fish very small from what I'm understanding. And that's a like tournaments like this don't happen on Conroe. Like if we had 140 at Rayburn, if they are around that at Conroe, that lake does not see tournaments like that. It does not see boats like that. So we'll find out.
Yeah, I like Conroe. I haven't been there in several years, but I've used to live over by Lake Livingston. I fished Conroe a little bit, go over there every now and then, jump into Thursday night or every once in a while, not that often, but the times that I had been there, I've caught some big ones. It's got them. It's fish as small is my problem with it. 2 days of practice, and there's some guys, there's some local knowledge over there that I know some local hammers are probably going to jackpot that belt over there. They've been
100%.
Conroe doesn't get a lot of big tournaments, so there's some guys that are over there just
licking their chops.
Come on, Rayburn boys, you think you can catch them? Come on over to Conroe. No, it's going to take some weight, but I like tournaments like that. I kind of like Slugfest. It's in February, mid to late February. They're going to be, who knows with the weather, but I wouldn't be surprised to catch them super shallow to deep as well. But I mean, it's got a lot of big fish, and it's going to take some serious weight. I'm not nervous about it. I'm looking forward to it. Andrew Tucker headed to Fayette. I haven't been to Fayette in a long time. Oh, that's the other thing with Conroe. Conroe is flooded. Talking to Bob, he said it's a mess. There's like water in parking lots and all kinds of stuff.
That's what Knox and Chad were talking to me about. Like both, like it's pretty bad.
Yeah, we'll see how quickly they get that drained. Do I want to go over there and fish high muddy water? Not exactly, but I will if we have to. I mean, everybody's got to fish the same conditions. Hope it should settle down by then, unless we just get a bunch of rain. But Fayette.
I've never been to Fayette. I just know it's
been years since I've been. I mean, the only thing I ever used to do was go to the outlet. Water temp's warm.
I heard they eat a freaking crankbait on a lake like crazy. That's all I know.
Yeah, they eat good. I caught them really good one time. Believe this or not, in the middle of summer, it was like 100 degrees outside. I went to the outlet, and the surface water temp was like 116 running out of that outlet. And I caught them on a mag flutter spoon. The current was so strong, I'd make that cast, the mag flutter spoon, make like one rip, and it'd be back at the boat. But caught some big ones doing that. So, yeah, no, Fayette's good fishery, but I haven't been there in years. Let us know how it goes. Mickey Ellis down to educate everyone on swim bait history. Yeah.
Ricky Pike.
Ricky.
What up, Rick? It's been a while, brother. Cedar Creek is a gar hole. You're right. That is probably the biggest one I'm worried about. Honestly, it is an absolute gar hole. So.
It was not nice to us the last time we were there. We were not prepared. The one day of practice was blowing like 40 miles an hour. We didn't get to go look around, and
we know what to look for this time. We'll say that.
Yeah, but that's in when is that one? March, April,
I think.
Yeah, April's like my least favorite month to fish, but yeah, that one's gonna be a little tough. While we're going down the list, Pines. Yep, that one's gonna be fun.
Pines in May is going to be fun, for sure.
Yep, that one should be fun. And then the Toledo boys, they're just waiting for the championship to roll around. So Cody Pitt can make some more money.
Cody Pitt, yeah, I mean, he's like, y'all have y'all's fun because we're winning 100 at the end of the year.
Yeah. Y'all can win the regular season events. We're going to take the championship. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're going to have a 3-day total of about – what did they have this year?
I don't know. It's in July, and they still caught the snot out of them.
They'll probably have about 75.
Whoa. Jeez. No, there's a lot of hammers on Toledo.
Yeah, they're going to have in the 70s.
Pinkston's going to catch them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mr. Benji Gillette, he'll be there.
Yeah, the Cole Moore. There's lots of good teams that are going to catch them. So yeah, that one's going to take some weight too. The schedule's overall, the Bell schedule is pretty good. We're looking forward to Cedar Creek is obviously the one we're like.
Yeah, if Drew Sloan's there, he's going to win it. So
Richie.
Richard,
There he is.
what do you think about day 2, Richard? What do you think about the
Yep.
Juice Boys on day 2, Rich?
Yep. What do you think about what did your dad tell you about today? Did he tell you that we didn't catch a fish?
Y'all didn't catch a bass?
Dude, I didn't see a bass.
Oh, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, let's not talk about that ever again. I got to go fishing tomorrow just because I hope there's not some like bad juju going on. Before I leave to Alabama, I'm going to catch fish.
I'm going to Rayburn tomorrow.
Are we? After
I am. I'm
bringing
my boat.
The snot out of everything we can find tomorrow.
Yeah,
I want to bring this up while we're on this topic. I was telling Wyatt this. So Thursday, first day of practice, I had like one of the best days I've had on Rayburn. I could do no wrong. Everywhere I went, you can ask Wyatt. I called him like every hour. Hey, dude, I just found another spot. Threw in there, shook off a giant. Hey, man, just found another spot. There's like 5 of them on it. Threw in there, shook one off. Hey, man, just found another spot. Didn't even throw in there. There's like 20 of them. I thought I could have had one of the best days of fishing on Rayburn ever. I probably could have caught so many big fish. And I made like 4 casts and shook most of them off. I think I stuck 1 or 2. And I'm like, man, we do all this. We spend all this time out here in hopes, and we find all these great spots in hopes that the stars are going to align and we're going to go out there and wreck them in a tournament. And what happens? We get out there and it's like pushing a boulder up a hill.
Well, it blew all that stuff that you found blew out.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that did, but like it wasn't muddy. And then the next day it was, but it just gets frustrating. I'm sure you guys have had that too, where you go out there and I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are tournament fishermen, but when you commit to tournament fishing and you put all this time in on the water, and you're talking, 2-3 days a week, and you find this magical stuff and you're so excited to go fish it, and it's like the biggest letdown when you don't set the hook on them, don't catch them, don't have fun. I mean, it's fun to find them, don't get me wrong, but there's just times where I'm like, I'm kind of just over it. Like, I just want to stick everything from now on in practice.
Yep. Kevin Lassione will tell you. He's too old to shake them off.
Yeah, he did that last year. He said I'm done shaking them off. He had like 30-something pounds in practice, and he still caught a 30-bag tournament.
Yeah, at Toledo, I think he caught 11 in practice, and he still got second in the event. So,
yeah, he caught a 30-bag off that. I don't know if it's the same spot, but
Callie mentioned not to forget our hat giveaway, so we're gonna have to do that.
Yes, I'll pull that up in just a second. We'll do that last here. We're probably not gonna stay on too much longer, but I know why it's not gonna have an answer for this.
What are you talking about, bro? I fish Lake Houston.
What do you fish Lake Houston?
I fished the Angler's Quest on Lake Houston. I fished the College Classic on Lake Houston.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Man, good for you.
Yeah. I got 3rd in the college event and got 5th or 6th in the AQ. So come on.
Well, I mean, give the man an answer then.
Just, man, honestly, if it was my first time going there, I would go in, I think it's called Lucis Bayou. It's probably the biggest community creek on the lake, but it holds them, You're
talking about you go up from the dam, it's the creek arm to the right?
Yep.
Go up the right, yeah.
Yeah. They live in the dirt there. My partner caught one like 7.5, which is an absolute giant practice there. He caught it flipping a cypress tree, but man, you can frog, flip, spinnerbait. Like, it's all shallow stuff over there it was for me. So
yeah, no, they live in the dirt there. They'll eat a square bill, depending on what time of year you're going there. But yeah, I see Ricky said Dabber, Chris DeBaradino, Dirty Nicky's what we call him. He's a hammer out there. He's won a bunch of tournaments out there. It's shallow. Frog and flipping. Texas rig, speed crawl, and black neon.
I think that lake does it fork up top like an east fork and a west fork or something?
Yeah, there's an east fork and a west fork.
A bunch of
I think,
cypress trees up there and stuff.
yeah. I think that West Fork gets muddier. I think the other one, the Bayou, kind of gets better. It's a little
I think
cleaner.
there's like a hole up there, like Pigeon Roost or something. I forget what it's called, but it's been a while since I've been out there. But yeah, just go fish in the freaking dirt, dude. You can't fish shallow.
Yeah. There's a ton of cypress trees to flip. I'd flip that little, either like a little black and blue jig, 3/8 ounce around those cypress trees, or that little Texas rig. I mean, catches them.
Be careful out there, man. I got pulled up on 2 game wardens one time on jet skis. They be out there.
Game wardens on jet skis?
Yeah, I think they're actually Houston police on jet skis or something like that. But they out there.
What?
They out there. Lake Houston gets rough also.
Hey, you remember that story I told you about old eye gouger on Lake Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Be careful on Lake Houston. Dudes be.
How are we gonna do this hat giveaway, bro? Are we gonna?
I need to pull up YouTube while you distract the fine folks.
So you're gonna do it from any subscriber? You're not gonna do it to the people that tuned in to live?
We're just gonna pick a number. We're gonna pick a number, and I'm gonna find this person.
Okay.
And which it might take a minute. We get up in here in the channel. So we're doing 3 hats.
3 hats? Dang.
Why not, man?
I guess so, man. They're clean hats now. They're clean.
They are. Look, I got 2 right here. Huh? What's up? Can't have that blue one. That's the last one we got. That one's been here forever.
If you win, you're gonna have to send us like an address or something.
Yeah. We're gonna go over here to analytics. We're gonna go to audience. I totally forgot how to find subscribers. Here we go. See all subscribers. Lifetime. So what's weird about this is it's so you folks know, only includes users who have made their subscriptions public. So if you don't make your subscriptions public, we can't see that you're a sub. So therefore, we're not seeing all of the subs we have. And this is in just kind of celebrating the fact that we hit 1,000. I mean, when we started this, when was our first episode? Wyatt? Like 2 years ago?
Yeah, but man, but it's
fun, man.
We're just now really doing this, honestly.
And we really enjoy doing it. We enjoy, that's why we want to do a live. We want to interact with some people and hear from you guys and kind of get some feedback and have some one-on-one discussions. But no, it's I'm enjoying doing it, and we think it's got some potential, and we're having fun doing it. So we're gonna keep doing it.
So how many people can we see? I know we got over 1,000 subscribers, but we can't see all of them. So how many?
No, yeah, it's like half basically.
Dang, man, that's not even fair.
I know, man, but that's when people set up their account. It says their subscriptions are not public.
All right,
what are y'all subscribing to that you don't want people to know about? That's what I'm asking. But
you want me to pick a number or what?
Yeah, pick a number between. Just pick a number between 1 and. Let me see what we got here on this thing.
1 and 600, 1 and 500.
Yes.
Which one?
I'm going to write these down. This is going to take too long to go through all of them. So we'll write these numbers down so we at least know. I'm going to write them down right now. Look.
What's my biggest number?
1 through 500.
All right, we'll do number 1.
Number 1?
Number 1.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am dead serious. Number 1.
All right. I mean, I'm going to have to make you pick another one because that's 6 cents fishing.
Well, it sounds like they would need to send them a hat.
No, they make our hats.
All right. Number 2.
Number 2. All right. Number 2 is Hella Bass.
Hella Bass. He commented on here tonight.
I saw him in the comments. I think he checked out though.
He did. He still wanted.
He said later all. Look, he's gone. Bye.
Later. Well, you
Hella
want a hat,
Bass. Hella Bass. You want a hat? Do we have to make them go and list? How is this going to work? They have to like message us and say, "Hey, I heard I want a hat on thing." Nah, Can you message somebody on Facebook?
You're the one who set this hat giveaway up, man. I don't know.
Shoot, dude, we not think
we'll put it on. We'll put it on Facebook or our Instagram story. Who won the hat?
All right, yeah, we'll post it on there. We'll tag your YouTube.
We'll put it in the comment section of this video. Who won the hat as well?
Yes, we will. We will, and we'll try to reach out to you. Somebody in the comments anybody who's still here. I need 2 more numbers. First 2 numbers, one between 1 and 500.
We should have gave it.
We should have done the number randomizer, honestly. First of all, Wyatt can't see the thing, so he didn't just pick number 2 because he knows who it is. I'm the only one that can see the subs.
No, I don't.
Wyatt's not allowed to have access to that. All right, we got 2 numbers. 170 and 111.
170, 111.
Yep. I think I can get to those pretty quickly because they didn't go like 500. One,
170,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Justin W.
Justin W.
You won a hat. Congratulations. And 170. Let's see. Cody Clark.
Cody Clark.
Cody Clark. Oh, man. Cody Clark.
Nice.
Local boy. Well, this isn't
Callie
rigged,
said, Callie said, before we go, who do each of us hope to get on the podcast in the future that seems far-fetched to get? I will tell you.
We already said Deion Sanders.
That's who I want Deion Sanders on, man.
Deion or nothing. Deion or nothing.
Or the Rock. If you like to fish.
Or the Rock. Oh, man. Dwayne, what's up? Yeah, those would be really cool because they both like to fish and kind of famous.
And, man, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, the Rock, he'll be posting some, he's lying a little bit on his weights on Instagram and stuff, and I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, he'll be holding up he'll be holding up like a 4 or 5 pounder, calling it like a 9 or a 10. I'm like,
bro, that's a big boy though. Look at me, dude. I got a giant.
I'm just calling it like I see it, man. I got
a giant head. So when I hold up a bass, I feel like sometimes in pictures when I hold up a bass with my big ass head, it doesn't look that big. Like I'm like, oh, look at this 5 pounder, and you're like, it doesn't look like a 5 pounder.
There's a big difference in a 4, a 5, and a 10, man. Come on now. Somebody said to have Slick Johnson, Alabama Bass Council on. We talked to him. He fished the event. He fished the Belton event. We talked to him.
He fished it with Logan Parks. We saw him
at the weigh-in. So I'm sure he would come on.
Yeah, we could have him on. The dude's kind of a nutcase. Don't know him personally, but what I see on his TikTok is he's kind of out there.
He ain't scared to be controversial.
No. Yeah, he kind of hones in on the negative stuff a lot. We like to keep it light around here. But yeah, he'd be a great guest. Just let him go in there and he said the Rock was
man, we're just sitting here dogging the Rock, man.
That dude's gonna beat us up. Maybe if we piss him off enough, he'll come on. No, those would be cool guests. Randy Moss. I bet we could get Randy Moss.
I think we could get Randy, but
I'll text B-Rob. And see if we can get him. I think Randy Moss would be a good one. Although now that we're over 1,000 subs and all, might be able to get him.
Yeah. I think Brandon could get us some really cool guests on.
Like we need to ask Brandon.
Buster Posey or something.
Yeah. But no, there's Randy B as in Randy Blockett.
Oh man.
I don't. I mean, yeah, he's controversial. Well, not even controversial. He's just a whiner. Sorry.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not like totally against Randy.
No, totally me either.
Randy, for like, I got nothing bad to say about him. He seems like I don't think he's a bad guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like take fishing aside, I think he's probably a pretty good dude.
Yeah. No, I mean he's actually, if you really think about it, he's doing the same thing like other ends of the spectrum are as far as the clickbait stuff. But he's got his following. He's got his guys that are, they're out there picketing with their no live scope signs, walking around the streets, trying to get it.
They said to get him and Slick Johnson on the same show. Oh my god!
Yeah, we could do that. We just sit back and be quiet. We didn't have to say nothing. Yeah, KVD.
Yep, KVD would be awesome, man.
We definitely retired. We definitely want to have him on. Yeah, we did. I did see Cody Cannon on the Zona show.
Yeah,
that was an episode that just
dude. I mean, come on. We had Cody Cannon on the pod, bro.
Cody Cannon.
He was passionate about like making baits and stuff. Like this dude knew what he was talking about, man.
The dude is a straight up lure maker. I didn't know that. I don't.
Great episode.
Yeah,
that
if
did
you
not
listen,
do well.
Go listen to that. You guys are crazy.
Did not do well.
It was the thumbnail. I messed up the thumbnail.
I guess.
Got to be the algorithm. YouTube algorithm didn't like it. They kicked it out. But
I think that's it, man. Our first live went well, man. No, we had a couple of hiccups there, but it went all right.
I think you logged off once. I logged off once.
It happens, dude.
No big deal.
We'll try to. We might try to go live with Brandon tomorrow, so y'all can ask him some questions and stuff, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah. We might do that. We'll see. But either way, we're gonna record with him. That episode will be up soon. If we don't go live, but appreciate y'all tuning in and comment. It's a good conversation. Anything
Till
else?
Next time, guys. Till next time, man.
I don't have an outro, so I think it's just gonna go black. By the way.
Sounds good.
All right. See y'all.
We out.